Hi everybody. So today we're going to be doing something called multiplying polynomials. First I'm going to show you what you already know, how to multiply a monomial to a binomial. And then we're going to look at multiplying two binomials together, which you've never done. So it's very exciting. Finally getting into some stuff you've never done before. And I know you're all excited. Okay, so first let's look at what we have done. You have learned how to multiply a monomial, okay, to a binomial. We also say using the distributive property. So you're multiplying using the distributive property. So remember, you have to multiply that monomial to both pieces within the polynomial. So now you've got variables though, so now we have to use those laws of exponents that we just learned. So we've got 2x times 5x, which is going to give me 10x squared, because x times x, power times a power, add the exponents. Okay, now we have to do 2x times 3, which gives me 6x. Okay, want to be careful. Okay, there are some examples like the next one, negative 2p times 3p to the fourth minus 2p squared plus 1. Okay, well, we got to be careful on something like this because there's lots of negatives and it has 3 terms. So now I'm multiplying a monomial to a trinomial, a polynomial with 3 terms. So we have to make sure that we get this multiplied to every term within that trinomial. We also need to pay close attention to that negative. So negative 2p times 3p to the fourth will give me negative 6p to the fifth. Power times a power, add the exponents. All right, plus, because I'm going to do negative times negative, it's going to give me a positive. 2 times 2 gives me 4, and then p times p squared is going to give me p to the 3. Okay, moving on. Still have one more term to hit. Negative 2p times 1 is going to give me negative 2p. Now, once we've done that, we always want to make sure that that answer is written in standard form. That means descending order by exponent. So 5, 3, and 1, it is in standard form, so I'm ready to move on, okay? All right, we're going to do C and D in class tomorrow, so let's jump to number E, okay? On E, it says solve for n, and we've done some like this, where you have to use the distributive property and then something else. Okay, so in looking at this problem, I know that I have to multiply that n to everything in the parentheses. So I've got n times 2, which gives me 2n, always putting the coefficient in front. N times negative 5n gives me negative 5n squared. Then I move on to the other piece. I have negative 5 that needs to get distributed to the 2. Now remember, this is minus 5, but it's also a negative 5. Okay, so because it means plus minus 5. All right, and I'm going to get minus 5n squared. Oops, it was a plus in the problem. I apologize. So that becomes plus 5n squared. All right, and then 5 times 2, which gives me 10. Okay, I apologize. I wrote it as a minus, and it should have been a plus. Now, I'm going to combine the like terms. These are like terms because they are same variable raised to the same exponent. So we get 2n. These will cancel. Plus 10 equals 0. Okay? And then we solve for n by balancing the equation. We subtract 10 on both sides. So we get 2n equals negative 10. And then we divide by 2, backwards PEMDAS, so n equals negative 5. Okay, so that's all the stuff that we have done. Now let's look at some of the things that we haven't done. Okay, so what we haven't done is we haven't multiplied two binomials. So y plus 3 times y plus 2. Okay, when we multiply two binomials, what you're basically doing is distributing twice. Right? Well, you have to make sure that you multiply y to both of the terms in the other binomial, and you also have to multiply 3 to both the terms in the other binomial. So I want to use some arrows really to help me. I need to multiply y to y. Let me switch colors so you can see it a little better. Y has to get multiplied to y. So y times y gives me y squared. Then you have to multiply the y to the 2, okay? So plus 2y. All right, you've done everything that you can do with the y. Now you move on to the 3. 3 times y, now I'm going under so I don't get confused with my arrows, gives me positive 3y. Then 3 times 2 gives me 6. All right, now you may notice we have like terms here, so we have to combine the like terms, and we get y squared plus 2 and 3 is 5y, because those are like terms, plus 6, okay? All right, a little bit more work, okay, but fortunately, math teachers love to give you some things to help you. So there is a mnemonic phrase that can help you remember how to go through this process so you don't forget any of the steps. And the mnemonic phrase is the word FOIL, okay? So when you're multiplying two binomials, you can FOIL, okay? This just helps us make sure we multiply everything we need to. But we have to remember it just means multiplying, okay? All right, so FOIL means the F represents multiply the first terms. And I'm going to go through it and model it in a second, okay? O means multiply the outer terms. Okay? All right, let me scroll this up a little bit. I means multiply the inner terms. L means multiply the last terms. Okay, I'm going to leave that up there, and I'm going to look at the first example, and I'm going to put the first example over here so you guys can see what I mean. Okay, so x plus 4, x plus 5. Okay, multiply the first terms. Okay, so that means the first term of this binomial with the first term of that, okay? So x times x gives me x squared. Multiply the outer terms. The outer terms are the first, this x, and this 5. Okay, let me move that up a little bit. So x times 5 gives me 5x. Multiply the inner terms. The inner terms are these guys, okay? So 4 times x is going to give me 4x. And then multiply the last term, so 4 times 5, which gives me 20. So you just FOILed it. Again, you distributed twice. All right, now we're going to combine the like terms. So x squared plus 9x plus 20. And I want you to remember that FOILing is just using the distributive property, which means multiply, distributive property twice. That's all it means, okay? All right, so let's try another example. Let's try B. X plus 3 times x minus 2. X plus 3 times x minus 2. Okay, so we're going to FOIL. We're going to do the first terms, x squared. The outer terms, x times negative 2 gives me negative 2x. Okay? The inner terms, 3 times x is going to give me positive 3x. And the last terms, 3 times negative 2 is going to give me negative 6. Then we're going to combine the like terms. So you get x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to write that down. I'm just checking the time on me, because as I promised, I'm trying to be under 15. All right, let's do one more. Let's look at D. Okay, 2x plus 3 times 3x minus 2. All right. So first, we're going to use FOIL, and if you need to write FOIL down for yourself for now, go ahead and do that. So we're going to multiply our first terms from each binomial. So 2x times 3x gives me 6x squared. 2x, my outer terms, 2x times negative 2 gives me negative 4x. 3 times 3x gives me positive 9x. And then my last terms, 3 times negative 2 gives me negative 6. Again, now I combine the like terms, and I get 6x squared plus 5x minus 6. Okay? All right, so what I want you to do now is flip the page. I want you to go to question E. E, which is 5x minus 2 times x plus 2. I want you to press pause, and I want you to try and multiply it, and then I want you to come back and see if you got the answer correct. So press pause. Okay, so now you've done the problem, and I'm going to model it. FOIL, first times first gives me 5x squared. First, outers, so 5x times 2 gives me positive 10x. Inners, negative 2 times x gives me negative 2x. And then last, negative 2 times 2 gives me, negative 4. Okay? Then I'm going to combine the like terms, which are the 10x and the 2x. So I should have gotten 5x squared plus 8x minus 4. Okay, so I am going to stop there. We're going to spend class tomorrow just going over those other ones that are on the page because they're a little bit more difficult in terms of just the exponents. But maybe this is a good time for you to say to yourself, all right, do I have any questions? Or should I watch this again just to make sure I got it? Very, very important skill for algebra, okay? All right, have a great night, guys. Bye.